For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard live downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Busy show lined up. Coming on today's program, Jensen Lewis, MLB, host here on VSiN in the mornings. A lot of day baseball today on the card. Brian Mahoney live in Boston. Game 2, Celtics and the Knicks. Doug Kazarian as well. We'll be on to talk about NBA playoff betting. We have mayhem in the playoffs, a ton of day baseball. We have props galore that we'll get into. And the breaking news now in the NBA is that Steph Curry is going to be out for at least a week with a hammy. So did not look good immediately last night when they said that. The speculation was maybe they can get him back by Game 5, maybe not. They do catch a break in between those games later on because the WNBA team in San Francisco, they start, so there's a 4-day break. So, my God, if of all things, for them to hold on to win the game last night without him getting hurt in the second quarter, and then for that 4-day break to come later on in the series, if they can just keep extending this somehow and get him back. But how about that performance from Minnesota?
Yep.
To begin the game.
Vomit-inducing. I shut the game off. It was so bad. And of all these crazy comebacks and a wild NBA playoffs, you would think they would make a comeback, and they never made a run. Cut it to 9, and that was it. Down 23 without Curry. And again, it wasn't hardcore analysis. The team from Minnesota is expected to win. You know what's going to happen. I'm glad we mentioned that yesterday with the 4 days off, which really helps Curry and the Warriors now. Question is, does he come back and play Game 5 on that Wednesday? That'll be big, but out a week. And I can't believe some of the comments. I mean, you're talking about a playoff game, and I know I love the NBA, and it's been so good, but you never hear this kind of stuff in the NHL, especially playoff time. Finch, after the game, calling out Edwards, What is there to talk about? You're the leader of the team. Set the tone, carry the energy, bring the right energy from the opening tip. It's the second round. If you're not bringing the right energy into the game, we're not on the same page.
Oh, he was terrible. The whole team was terrible for the first... Well, pretty much the entire game.
15 from 3. Yeah. Again, it goes back to Boston, or the other night where it's, I don't understand it. If the shot's not going in, don't give me this. Well, it's like Ty Jerome. You're 1 of 14. It's not your night. Yep. You're 0 of 15 from 3. The Celtics were 2 of 17 from 3 in the fourth quarter. Attack, attack, attack. What you're doing isn't working.
So 12 of 76 now in a 2-game span.
That's right. It comes on the heels. Right. It comes on the heels of the Laker Game 5 where they were so bad.
So I'm a little bit afraid of the Celtics tonight, right? Because what did they learn from the other night? But this is just, you had a perfect spot here for Minnesota, too, because you beat the Lakers in 5 games, and you were sitting there waiting in the weeds for Minnesota, who had to play that 7-game grinder against Houston, and they had 1 day off to travel right to Minnesota and play the game. And you were a big favorite, and you come out and you lay that absolute stink bomb to begin. Now, without Curry, you got to love their chances to come back and, probably win this series still. They're minus 150 in that neighborhood to come back and win it.
You saw that low?
Yeah.
I saw $1.90 today.
Oh, that was this. Well, maybe it changed.
But the news, right? Well, yeah, because they lose the game, and then the series price goes up just because he's out a week.
Think about that for a second.
So you're right. So it's right there for him. To get this done, and it just that shouldn't happen. 31 points at the half.
Oh my God!
And without Curry, and how bad you were offensively, and to be down 23 is just a joke. And they finished 5 of 29 from 3 as well. So you got to pay a tax. They're 10.5 tomorrow in Game 2. I'll tell you this though: no one punts on a game quicker or better than Golden State. If this is huge for in play, if they are down big early, Kerr will just say no mas, and we'll get ready for Game 3. So we've also kicked around rust against rest. And it's not the be-all, end-all, but certainly the last couple games it says, I don't want this time off. I'd rather, even though it's a short
Sure.
Turn around, you saw what Denver did, and you saw what happened last night. Gobert after the game. Maybe we needed to get ready to play a high-intensity game. Not playing for 6 days, I think we weren't really feeling that intensity. They had nothing.
You lost and you were embarrassed in the Western Conference Finals last year in 5 games.
Yeah, it's another
Do you
one.
not remember? I get it. We have short memory problems here in this country, but you were the ones who lost and got spanked with home court. No intensity. Yeah, forget last year. I don't remember that happening.
Not ready
Good
to play.
Lord.
I will say DiVincenzo's almost unplayable at this point, too. How bad's he's been.
Yeah, he has not been great.
And then, the
Draymond's been awesome, by the way.
Yeah, knocked down all those shots, sure. And then the Buddy Hield show again. Monster props cashed on that guy again. Most points. So that, from a series standpoint, about threes and points, that really opens it up with Curry out. But, you're right. I mean, the Randall in the L.A. series, where was he? He was atrocious. Whole team was bad. It was embarrassing.
But this now, down 1-0 in the series, this is where you're going to want to back. Now, laying that many points, that's a huge number. I'm quite confident Minnesota comes out with a much better performance. That's easy. That's very, Captain Obvious here checking in. But I would much rather have Minnesota when their backs are against the wall. We talked about this yesterday with Aaron Renning. Than when they're like the front runner. I want nothing to do with this team when expectations are high. No, thank you. You can have them. But when they're like the dog and people are picking against them and nobody's giving them the
Denver.
Exactly right.
It's like they're better on the road, too.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
they better be up at least 2-1 or 3-1.
I think they will be.
They have to be.
Yeah.
Don't do what Houston did. Don't lose a game when Curry's out.
Sure.
So you better be up at least 2-1 if he comes back or 3-1. And if it's 2-2 with the 4 days off, you gave him life and you could lose the series.
Yep. And in the other one, so you're telling me that if you go back a week, we had 1,638 games in the NBA going all the way back to 1997-98 where teams were trailing by 7+ points in the final minute of the fourth quarter or overtime, and a team won one of those games.
Yep.
Now, fast forward to today, it's 3 for 1,640. The Pacers have 2 of those wins in the last week. Are you serious?
I don't know. I give up. I give up. I don't know what I'm watching here. With these comebacks and blown leads and turnovers and missed free throws, and Mitchell was great, but he missed 2 free throws, and then the elbow where he turns it over. You're up 7 with 48 seconds. How do you not box out on the free throw? I mean, how do you not box out? You give that up. Then you turn it over. Then Strus turns it over. Then you can't get a rebound off them. And then Halliburton hits the 3. I mean, it's just bad shots, turnovers, or you can't. And they blow a 20-point lead. They're up 20 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. I don't know what's going on here.
You got to be feeling pretty good with Pacers 19-1 in pocket now to win. That's just to win the East.
That's to win the East, yeah. Well, they have a good team, certainly. But
yes, they do.
And now I'm only $2 to win the series. I think is short. First things first, we'll see who plays Friday for the Cavs, but the season's on the line even though they're favored. But I thought the series price was outrageous, and Cleveland's given them a lot of help. So to win all these games and to get the 1 seed and to come out and play like this, Mitchell was awesome, but it's a joke. You're up 20 with 6 minutes. You can't. In the third quarter, in a game you have to have. You can't make mistakes like that, and I don't understand. It's like March Madness, right? It's the year of the comeback in the last 6 weeks. What Florida did, what happened in the Duke-Houston game, and then here up 7 with 40 seconds, and OKC was up 9 with 2:30, and all these teams lose.
There you go. By the way, it's already a winner. Pacers plus 2.5 games for the series. Cash that ticket. That's good.
Thanks for pointing that out.
That was minus 130, so that's in the bag already.
Yeah.
Now, I think as long as they make the games below 230 for the totals,
yeah, right.
I think you got to keep going with the over, right? So here's my analogy to last night, and I'll comp it to playing blackjack. To me, pretend you're the Cavaliers and you're at the blackjack table, and for a good 3.5, 4 hours, like you have control, right? You're having an unbelievable night playing blackjack. Then at the very end, they bring in a brand new dealer out of the bullpen, and you start to give away some of your money, and you're losing. But then the card count is completely in your favor, and that last hand is when Halliburton's at the free throw line, and you double down, and you get a 20, and the dealer has a 4, and she pulls over another 4, but then Halliburton gets the rebound. There's another 4. He dribbles back to the free throw line. Beyond that, to the three-point line as well. He takes the shot, makes the 3, and that is like the dealer pulling a 6-card 21 when you're sitting there with a 20 on a double down. And you just have to walk away from the table disgusted and pissed off. You're having a great night, and it finished in just the most miserable way imaginable. of all things for that to happen. He's got to get his own rebound. He doesn't know what to do with the basketball. Is somebody open? Do I take a shot right now? No, I'm going to keep dribbling back. I make a move. I get open. Bam. Let me pop it from 28. Oh, goes in. We win the game?
Yep.
Holy hell.
Yep. Should never come down to that.
No, ever.
Nice job by the fans, too. Channing overrated at him as well. Like, come on now.
Just knock it off already. Who thinks this,
good.
by the way?
I know. The guy's good. What are we doing? So that was incredible that they've done this twice in the span of a week.
In a week?
What they've done.
Come on.
I know. Yeah. God, I can't believe this. This really opens up the future market, too. So the Celtics go back to $1.30 to win the East, and then it's just chaos with the future odds that you got Cleveland down 2-0 and OKC's down and Curry's out, and it's just a mess.
Got to tell you, over the years of watching, and we have more parity now in the NBA than I think we've had in, pretty much forever, because for several years, even Barkley would come on the pregame show before the season would start every year. I think 3 teams can win it. That goes back, 10, 15, 20 years. Watching the sport, I think this is refreshing. There's no true dominant team, and this can happen with a 3-point shot now. Like it, hate it, love it, whatever. But when teams go ice cold like the T-Wolves, and we said that yesterday, if they come out and shoot like, you know what, we're going to keep chucking the ball, and if we don't make it, we're going to keep throwing it up like we did against the Lakers, and they're not going to go in. They're not going. You can't keep winning those games in today's NBA. Unsustainable. And they had their asses kicked last night.
Yep.
As a result.
I just can't believe that it doesn't click where it's like, okay, this is 2 games of this now. This is not our game. We're not knocking the shots down. Let's be aggressive down low, and Ant's got to penetrate, right?
Yeah.
Smarter bets start here, last all year long with VSiN Pro. We're slashing the price of our annual subscription, normally $240, now just $199. When you sign up today, we'll throw in an extra 2 months for free, so it's 14 months, less than 50 cents a day. Code PRO, 14 months. Every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, the 24/7 video, the dog videos, and the special edition guides. Code PRO. 14 months, less than 50 cents a day. VSiN.com/subscribe. The Mackin and Trends as well.
All right, we have day baseball, including the Dodgers starting in about 30 minutes. I have a couple of bets on that game. We'll break out the home run tracker as well. And tonight's playoff schedule coming up as well. Starting to see some buyback on game day. I agree with that. It's Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A lot of day baseball today, including Dodgers-Marlins starting a little bit later on this hour. Have a couple of bets on that game. We brought back the home run tracker yesterday. Let's do it again today. All right, put you in the mood. You want to go to a ball game, have a hot dog, grab a beer as well. You hear that organ. Yesterday on the program, 2 units on Ohtani plus 250. He cracked one in the game, so that was a good result. Nolan Arenado, 11-1 for a quarter unit, no good so far in the season, 4-10.
Can't be good for the books. Ohtani and Judge go deep the same day.
Yeah, and Freeman in that same game as well.
Damn right.
So these, again, are typically smaller bets overall compared to like a football season, but we have 2 more bets today on the home run tracker. We're going right, I know it's a small number, going right back to the well with Ohtani. The pitcher that's going today for the Marlins, we talked about it in his last start. He's not allowed home runs this year, but he's throwing a lot of meatball pitches, which the regression's coming. He's going to give up home runs. Got to ride this hot streak with Ohtani, 2-1 for a fifth of a unit. And Kerry Carpenter tonight for the Tigers. The pitcher who he's going for the Rockies, Dollander. Carpenter, like his profile says that he's going to hit a pitcher like Dollander quite well and has this year. Plus 354. I have a quarter unit on him as well for the home run tracker. And my other bet, Pauly, you were on Freddie Freeman yesterday. Dodgers Marlins, he's super hot.
Right back with him.
Got a total bases over 1.5?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't mind home run either, but now it's getting low. Now it's like plus 370 now.
I know.
Because he's gone deep the last 2 days. But batting .452 with 4 home runs and 14 RBIs during the 11-game hit streak. Witt's on fire. I don't mind Witt tonight for a home run. And he's plus 350. And Bellinger not bad because I don't like Cease at all. Judge is too short, probably pitch around him anyways. But the numbers Witt has put up lately and how hot he's been, so I don't mind Witt and Bellinger also to go along with Freeman.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, Freeman, the total basis prop 1.5 over. I laid 15 cents with that. So those are a couple of bets that we have on the game.
Yeah, there's some good candidates too, and what Schwarber's doing every night in, night out. But you're also facing some good pitchers here, so it gets you off on some of these. Get you off the props.
Okay, so then, did you buy in yet to the Celtics having a major bounce back tonight? Championship pedigree, veteran-laden team, star power, and they had that huge lead against the Knicks in Game 1, but they blew it. 10.5 or so pretty much spread across most books. Total about 211.5.
Well, more so than OKC, yeah. I think Denver's going to be competitive, but the Celtics, no, they're not. Again, they're not going to shoot like that again. And, they didn't have Porzingis in the second half either. He's okay with the illness. So I just think it'll also be a more aggressive team, and they'll just say about, let's stop taking those bad shots, what we did in the fourth quarter, and too many of the threes. If they're open, okay. But, again, most of those looks early in the first three quarters were wide open. And, yes, they had the meltdown, but certainly even as bad as they shot, and they set the playoff record with 45 missed threes, they led the game by 20 in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. So I still expect them to win in 5 or 6, and they should come out today and put the hammer down and take care of the Knicks, and then probably at least get a split. Wouldn't be surprised if they win both in the Garden as well, but I just want to see, especially Brown. Brown has to attack.
Oh, no question.
He was terrible from 3 in that game as well. I don't think that's that game. He was 1 of 10 from 3. Mm-hmm. So, that's White's game. That's fine. But Tatum needs to go to the rack. Brown needs to go to the rack, and we'll see what Porzingis can give him along with the others. But, that's probably what Missoula's selling. Just a bad job in the fourth quarter, but also all-time historic performance for all the wrong reasons, and we're still kicking their ass in the third quarter.
If you told me right now that Tatum and Brown would combine to shoot, not make, to shoot 10 3-pointers in this game and not 25, I would have a huge bet on the Celtics. That's a style of play that I think that they'll just hammer the Knicks with. But again,
and get Brunson in foul trouble, and Cat's always in foul trouble.
That's exactly right.
Right. Bridges did a good job too. I thought they did a good job defensively, especially at the end of the game and in overtime. But it's just, this shouldn't be close. It's a big mismatch on paper with all the categories and stats and everything you look at, and there was a reason they went 4-0 against them in the regular season.
I am more inclined to play Tatum's rebounding prop tonight over than I am with this points prop.
How about Brunson?
Well, hold on. 16 last game, had 14 twice against Orlando. What about Brunson with the rebounds?
I was going to say points just because he's going to get so many looks. He's just so tough to contain. Plus, the minutes are going to be there. I don't think he'll be in foul trouble, and Tibbs is going to ride him even if they're getting blown out.
I also was considering, you brought up a very key phrase, though, with Karl Anthony Towns. I was considering laddering his rebounding props tonight. Last 3 games against Boston, 13 and 31 minutes, 14 and 43 minutes. That was in overtime, and 18 rebounds in 41 minutes. 12 plus tonight is 140 plus 142. And you can alternate books between like BetMGM, FanDuel, whatever, and you can ladder it all the way up from 12, 13, 14, all the way up to 16.
Yep.
However, he gets into foul trouble too often.
Right. Well,
and that concerns me.
Our guest is ripped him in Game 1, and that's Brian Mahoney, who just said it seemed like the team was energized and got a lift when he went out, that he wasn't giving them much and then always in the foul trouble. So I also agree with Mahoney and many people that the Knicks had to get that game. As bad as the Celtics played, if the Knicks lost that game, what does it say about the Knicks? So, and also you got a gift with the over if you got a good number. Everyone should have won though because it fell 2-13 in Game 1. I think you go over 2-11.
I'm with there. That's where I'm thinking as well.
Yeah.
Josh Hart, I kind of like him tonight over 25.5 PRA as well. He's had 28 a handful of times against the Celtics. 40, one of those games went to overtime. But
well, I think you also have to take advantage of the game leaders again and look at this every single game with all the games because these big tickets are cashing night in, night out, and they're big tickets. Buddy 70-1, 80-1, the rebounds, the assists. Braun cashed an 80-1 ticket for most threes. It figures that we're going to get blowouts now. And then it really opens a door for someone like a Pritchard or something right? Or someone
Derek
like
White.
that, or even someone with the Knicks, right? White too, right? But it figures to be most points or most assists, rebounds, because you got 10.5 point spreads, and time again we've seen blowouts and huge tickets cash.
Is there something there with Anunoby? Our buddy
he was great.
Paul Wovey brought that up. Like professional
he was
sports
awesome.
bettor. He said that watch out for Anunoby in this series. He thinks he's going to go off.
He already cashed, right?
Yeah.
He was he had the dead heat with Brunson, but he was 30-1 most points, and he was 8-1 most threes.
Yeah, and here's the buyback in game day I was talking about before the break. You were sitting at 11. I think some spots showed 11.5 on Oklahoma City against Denver. Now down to 10. Bettors are buying in on the Nuggets, saying that's too many points. Oklahoma City's really good, but they can't be laying. This is what the market's telling you. They can't be laying 11.5 points against this Denver team.
And if Joker's going to be aggressive, and it's just going to, pound down low, and how he went off in game one, I don't think they're going to have an answer. So I want his PRA over, triple-double again, but 42 and 22. Mm-hmm. And I know even though OKC was up big, I just don't think they're going to have an answer for him, and I think that's going to be the game plan because you have a banged-up Porter. They're going to leave Westbrook wide open. He was good in game one, but he's not going to knock down those shots the majority of the time. So if he contain Murray, it's going to be all about Joker. And I think Joker's going to get plenty of shots and opportunities. Not to mention, can he get the bigs in foul trouble again?
Right.
Which has got to be Adelman's key to the game plan, too, which they did.
What about Joker, 13.5 rebounds tonight? I mean, isn't there a path every game playing 40-plus minutes potentially in this series where...
I'd rather have that than assists, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's also as high as plus 165, though, to have a triple-double tonight. That's got to be the highest number on him to have that in several weeks out, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And then here's also the news that we have in hockey. Stolarz is out for the Maple Leafs tonight. I played Florida's team total over 3. Now, you can find this at whatever. You can ladder it however you would like. It goes all the way from like a half a goal all the way up to, 5.5, 6.5 goals. I played over 3 minus 118 because if it lands on 3, I'll gladly take my push at that point. You can find over 3.5 as high as plus 145.
All right. Jonathan Davis has confidence in Wall. I don't. This time off and layoff, not a good thing, and he was soft and gave up some bad goals in the last game. I don't have confidence in him, and it's a big blow. See when he comes back. Toronto was 8-1-1 in the last 10. A huge opportunity here. I like first period over. I don't mind goal in the first 10. And as we talked about on NHL.com, these scouting reports on the goalies have been spot on. Aiden Hill, weak, high glove side.
Yesterday.
Bob, weak 5-hole. Yep. 2 of them. So I don't mind Nylander to score, too. But then again, we're getting the home run territory here. Well, like Austin Matthews is like plus 130 at one spot to score a goal.
Sure.
Come on. But Florida in regulation, Florida to win the game. I like your team total as well. First period over. And we know what we're doing with the Stars. But at least Winnipeg got some good news that Scheifele's back, which they had to have.
Sure. So how about maybe betting both tonight? Florida team, their team total over. I'm with you. I like Stolarz much more than Wall. And in the other one, you can ride this hot streak for opposing teams taking on Hellebuck. Stars team total you can find at a nice plus price over 3.5 as well.
He's got to prove it to me. So I don't care what happened in the regular season, which he went 3-1 against them in a 101 goals against. How about this quote? This is Hellebuck. The pressure's off. The weight of the world is off my shoulders. It was a mental grind of a series. This is a second chance for me.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
It is.
That tells me... Okay.
22 and 30 career in the playoffs. Blues went over their team total 6 of the 7 games. Oh. Hellebuck played well in 1 game. The game went over 6 of the 7. The home team won all 7. I think Winnipeg's going to have to win the 4 games at home again because it's how bad he's been. He was chased in every road game, and he was pathetic last year on the road against Colorado. So Dallas, though what we talked about, Dallas has lost 8 straight game ones that they always get off to the slow start.
But also their star power is back now, too, for the series.
Is Robertson playing? I didn't know. I
thought that I heard that he was.
Okay, yeah.
We'll check that.
That's big that they can get Scheifele back. But then again, no respect. I'm seeing as high as $1.90 now on the Stars to win the series, even though the Jets were the best team and had home ice.
Jensen Lewis, host here in the mornings on VSiN, joins the program coming up next. Former Major League pitcher will get his best bets on the card for tonight.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We'll try to reconnect with Jensen Lewis coming up at the top of the hour. A little bit of a technical issue here. Host on VSiN by the books in the morning, right here on the network, and also lives in Cleveland. Wanted to ask him about panic time with the Cavaliers, and they're a 2-point favorite now in Game 3 on Friday night. I mean, is there anything that you can do right now, not knowing the status of the 3 guys who missed the game last night for him?
Yeah.
I don't want to
they all got to play. I mean, if you can walk, you got to play.
Well, I would think
Season's
so, right?
on the line, right? But I don't want Cleveland. I'll tell you that. And this is just unfortunate what's happened, but you got to wonder where their heads are at, that this has escalated quickly and it got away from them.
I would think that the one bet that I'd be comfortable with there between the Pacers and the Cavaliers would, in fact, be just betting the over again in Game 3. Because even if they're going to be down, well, the worst-case scenario, the nightmare scenario is they are without all three guys again. But last night, had no problems going over the total. You're going to get the pace.
Yeah, and good looks. Shooters, Strus. What's the other guy's name?
Merrill?
Merrill hit some bombs early.
Last night. Should have been stronger on him.
I know. He also can point at Ty Jerome, though. Little help, buddy. You've had a good year. You won a 14. Come on.
Did you see this stat last night after the game on Donovan Mitchell? It's the third time in his career he scored 45 plus points in a playoff game and they lost.
Well, that epic series in the bubble. Remember Murray?
Yeah. It's the most of all time.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, that's tough to take.
I know. He was great. You can't lose a game like that. And I just can't believe the Mickey Mouse stuff. Not boxing out and silly turnovers, too.
So what did you want to, overall, I know that you've been waiting to fade. You've talked about this throughout the week after Sunday night when the Jets beat the Blues in Game 7. Overall, more numbers here on Hellebuck and ways that you kind of want to attack. Because you're not, that quote's a pretty strong quote. Like maybe he did, if there's something to that, but he got the monkey off his back now and feels good and fresh. Maybe that level of confidence goes to the moon now for the guy all of a sudden.
And it's also, I think it ties into the organization and how the guys are feeling, right? Because they shouldn't be here. It was over. You're down 3-1 in a Game 7 with less than 2 minutes left, and you get the miracle with 2 seconds left and survive in double overtime. So you can also play the no respect card. So we know about the jinx and the curse of the President's Trophy, but the disrespect here, and I know Dallas has people back, but Scheifele's good to go, that you're seeing as high as $1.90 to win the series. Yet this was the best team, most points, best record, home ice, and you had the best goalie, and you dominated in the regular season. So they can play that game too. But I think Game 1's key, considering the history with DeBoer and Dallas with all their issues, and he's got to prove it to me, though. So he's saying the right things, but you're on a free roll here. And you mentioned this the other day. Goals allowed in the final minute of a period in the regular season. All year, 4. Playoffs, 4. And then chased in the 3 games in St. Louis. And to me, okay, maybe Winnipeg wins the game. It's not going to be an upset. But over 2.5 goals with the Dallas team total, which I would think has got to be the way to go, that you're on a 6-1 run with this just this year, and then the luck you had last year. Right. Last year against Colorado, gave up 5-4, 5-4, and 6. VGK the prior year, 4-3, 5-5, and 1. Plus the issues are he's so bad on the road, and then in 2019, 2-5-2 and 3. So 8 games under 500 career in the playoffs. So good in the regular season. Dominated Dallas, but you also have a Dallas team that feels the same way, that everyone was picking Colorado. They were blitzed in Game 1, and they came back to beat them. They didn't have 2 of their better players.
Yeah, I've seen Robertson game-time decision. Luke, I don't know if you can find anything that's more updated than that or not, but looks like a game-time decision for him tonight possibly here. And so I was at the Golden Knights Oilers game last night as well. My buddy has really good seats, sitting like 8th row, watching McDavid up close and personal.
You saw history, by the way, too.
5 straight comebacks.
Yeah.
First time ever.
How loud was it when Stone scored?
Oh, it was awesome. The place was rocking and rolling. And that was the second goal on that double minor. That pass from Eichel to set him up, and then the way that he moved, it was just a thing of beauty. And they were completely outplayed Edmonton at that point. And I thought they were the better team for probably the first out of 25 minutes. But then when you look at the stats at the end of the night, they didn't do much after that.
Oh, after the first 10 minutes, forget it.
Right?
That was wow. Oh, but 17 shots for the game?
Yes, after that. How?
Total domination. The speed of McDavid in person?
Oh, my God. The way that he can just glide from one spot to the next. He's so... And on TV, and I think I've seen him before in person. I can't recall, but you think that'd be something I remember. But in person, he's always so amazing to watch on... Oh, I'm sorry. And on TV, he just goes up and down the ice at 1,000 miles an hour. And then to see that in person, you're like, oh,
good comment. You're right.
Lord.
I went to a game. I had front row seats when the North Stars were at home and Lemieux came to town. And just to see how it's just so effortless and like no problem in coming in. All right, they feed me, score, no problem.
So much grace.
I think he had a hat trick, right?
Just that easy.
Yeah, It's like Lemieux was just playing a whole different sport in a whole different game what he was doing compared to the other guys. And certainly Minnesota didn't have a good team, but the year I went, but seeing Lemieux in person, and I'm sure it was the same with McDavid. And again, this is Doesn't matter. We'll spot you 2 goals every game. No problem.
Sure.
We got it. And then we score 4 unanswered, and we win the game, and now we steal home ice, and it's that easy for him.
I will say that Eichel also in person, and I've seen him several times, but he's a joy to watch. The guy is all right there, like right behind McDavid. Stone was amazing. How about this comment? My buddy has season tickets again. He goes to most games. If he doesn't, he tapes them and watches the games. He made a comment to me last night that said, he goes, "Oh, good to see Mark Stone showed up, wanted to play some hockey tonight." I'm like, what do you mean? Does he not show up every night? He goes, he does not show up every night to play hockey.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, wow, that's pretty strong. He goes, I guess it is what it is. Okay. That's not the most flattering comment to hear.
No.
I don't watch every single Golden Knights game, but you would just assume that you'd get that out of a guy like him.
Well, I also mentioned, too, if they're going to be hard on VGK if Edmonton stays out of the box.
Sure.
So 1 goal was the power play, and Edmonton gave up all those power play goals to L.A., and you put them on the power play right away. They score, but you survive. So if you stay out of the box and VGK doesn't cash in on the power play, which was number 2 in the regular season, don't want to overreact. But certainly that was alarming and eye-opening.
Oh, they have
what
to come
happened
back and
after
win
the
game
first
2.
10 minutes. And
Yep.
I'm ready to call the other series, too.
Oh, hold on, because good job by you. You called, again, another VGK first period over.
7 in a row.
That got there.
Yep.
And Jonathan Davis had Perry to score a goal. He did last
Good
night,
job.
too. Yep.
Yep.
So go ahead.
And Washington, Carolina under. The whole series could be an under with these strong goaltenders and how it's going to play out. But Washington has 14 shots on goal. Oh, boy. So now this series price has gone crazy. And the futures again with Carolina to win the Cup and to win the East. On the road, you outshoot them 33-14.
Oh, that high-powered offense came up with 14 shots on goal at home. Pumped up, place is going crazy, and they could do basically nothing on offense.
Yeah, Thompson was great. He's
tough.
good, but it's good. I don't see how Washington's going to be able to score in this series unless Anderson has a meltdown. So Carolina's too good. So you see the adjusted series price, $3.80 in that range. You can lay a game and a half rather, minus $2. I'm ready to say that's over, and you can pencil Carolina into the conference finals.
Did you bet Panthers in regulation tonight?
Yes.
That's a nice plus number tonight.
Yeah, plus 120.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. You couldn't play the guy. I mean, that's just...
Yeah, they made the right decision.
There's no way
here.
you could play the guy.
Totally agree.
And I don't know when he comes back, but...
So you're on that. I wish, I hope that we get more money here on Oklahoma City for the game tonight to bump it back up to 11. I did take 11 in this Killer Sports NBA Challenge that we're having on vsin.com. That's the number that's available there. So if it comes back to 11, I'm going to bet it with my own money as well. But I don't think we're going to get game day money. We've seen this already on Oklahoma City, or check that, on Denver to drive it down to 10 right now. I don't think it's going to go the other way. Hopefully I'm wrong on that. So I can grab the Nuggets. And I get the zigzag.
Yeah.
Again, the thing with this, you have to beat this team now by double digits. You have to crush them tonight.
Can Denver survive the Joker minutes when he's on the bench? Again, historically bad, and the difference was night and day.
I'll lean no.
Okay, but it's just what happened in Game 1 also didn't make sense. Yes, I know they blow the lead, but just like the Boston series, this is supposed to be a mismatch on paper. Number 1 all time in point differential. You're number 1 in defense, steals, deflections, turnovers, points off turnovers. And Denver was lousy and horrific in the turnover differential, and OKC was the second best in going back 40 years. So hold them under 110 as you're 50-1 when you do that, but I have to see a better effort defensively and a better job on Joker, and that's where it starts tonight.
Totally agree.
Show me what you're all about. And this is where I think experience and not being able to win big games is huge as well.
I think so.
You got to prove it to me.
Still a very young team.
Yeah, you got to prove it. It's a little bit like Minnesota, what happened. Take your betting to the next level with First Bet, whether it's Santa Anita, Gulfstream, or the road to the Triple Crown. First Bet puts the action at your fingertips. Sign up now, firstbet.com. Promo code VSIN200. Get a 20% rebate on all your wages for the first 60 days, up to $200. Don't miss out. Bet smarter today. Firstbet.com. I cannot believe, after going back again and watching it again, what Daigneault did in the final 15 seconds.
That was brutal.
Why foul right away?
No,
at least let him bring the ball up. Right, and then Joker's not even in the game. You let him get back in the game on one of them. That was just coaching malpractice in Game 1.
Yeah. Major League Baseball. This A's team, man, they got to Brian Wu today?
Oh, I know. I had this one wrong. His numbers, 6-0 with an ERA under 1 lifetime against the A's.
Yeah, it's 4-0 A's right now.
Yeah.
And they are currently laying more than 1,000 in play. and the total is 9.5 against the Mariners. Win some, lose some. Up next, all you had to do was come up with this very easy angle to cash a 150-1 ticket.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Were you a winner last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Pacers money line plus 220. Who knows what it was in play? I know the Knicks were 25-1 the other night. Indiana down 20 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. How about your 150-1?
Oh, yeah. All you had to do is think of this. Let me bet every single road team to win outright in game 1 of the NBA second round. 150-1. Just that easy, Pauly.
Yep. And Indiana's got what's it, 5 in a row now. Road team in this series, in this round.
Yep.
Pacers from 8.5 down to 5.5. I thought there's no way you were going to, if you got the best of the number, I didn't think you were going to get there either. What a melt. Warriors, Wolves. Again, you got to bet this stuff every night. The markets are fantastic at Will Hill, Caesars, DraftKings. Most points, rebounds, assists, PRA, game and series. Most points last night. Buddy Hield did it again, 80-1. Curry goes out early. Green got off early. And then Hield erupts. And he also had the most made threes, 11-1. Most rebounds, Ant, 8-1. MLB, Marlins, 2-1. Came back and beat the Dodgers. Twins, 150 up to 170, no problem. Most runs, Giants, 28-1. A fun market that's up there every day as well. Will Hill, Caesars, and DraftKings.
All they needed was a 9-run frame in extras.
That's it. That was also became the highest scoring game. Giants, Cubbies, 14-1. Freeman, home run, 7-1. Ohtani plus 260. Judge plus 250. Hockey, protest, first goal of the game, 25-1. Sniped one past Anderson, great shot, but that's all Washington could muster. Slavin to score, plus 950. Every VGK playoff game has gone over in the first period. 7-0 so far. Good job, John Davis. Perry to score, 3-1. Stone, first goal, 14-1. Subscribe, be part of the team, vsin.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Freeman get a hit?
He did.
Okay,
Single.
Could have been RBI, but Ohtani got caught stealing. This is at Sam's Club.
Sam's Town?
Excuse me, Sam's Town. That would be something.
I would gamble at Sam's Club.
Yeah, right. They got slot machines everywhere here. It's only 25 cents denomination, but to get the jackpot, progressive, you have to get Delta Royale with cheese. Triple play. And that's what happened. It doesn't even show the amount. It just says jackpot on it as they get Delta Royale on triple play, and a 25-cent denomination turns into 21,000. Nice hit. Good job.
At some point, it has to hit. So
Yep.
once it gets to that certain number, people are going to flock over there to bet it.
Warriors T-Wolves over. 207.5 up to 211. Not even close. T-Wolves with an abomination. 31 points at halftime. Finch had another good quote about our transition offense was diabolical in our decision-making as well. The Golden State kept turning it over, and we didn't do anything and couldn't score off it. Back-to-back Bulldog videos. Thanks to people sending in. Number one, the Bulldog here thinks the lemon is a tennis ball. Hey, big fella.
No!
He's okay. He's okay. Right back up. He's got it. Look at him. He's a big guy. Look at the front porch. See it again. Was he on a tire or something?
When once he bites into the lemon, he's
Right.
going to be in for a rude awakening.
He thinks it's like a tennis ball. He jumps up on the leaf, and it didn't stick. And he's got it. But yeah, no problem. I'm a tough guy.
From the top
Right,
rope,
that's
yeah.
good. Yeah, look at the owner. Like, oh, man, tough. And here, yeah, one more time. Okay. Glad he's okay. Here, the Bulldogs want some food. This guy is angry. This is a compilation of, will you feed me, please, with the ball? We had the one last week where the guy collects balls. It's like you play with. But this guy, He's a portly fella.
Well, I mean, all he does is eat the way
Right.
it looks.
Look at him here, bud. Come on. Just sitting by the bowl, putting the paw in the bowl, biting it, throwing it around, going up, carrying it in his mouth. It's time to feed me. Come on. Taking over with his friends.
Oh, boy.
There's another one.
Take him on a walk.
Oh, he's a big... That's too bad. I know.
Look at him get around.
I can't get enough of it. Just how big he is and just nonstop with the bowl about feed me. Several bad beats is always whiskey and a revolver in baseball. White Sox plus 220. They blew it in the ninth. A's.
Another May win for your Royals.
Yeah. A's blew it in the ninth as well. Seattle got 3 to win. And the Blue Jays Angels under. It was 2-2 in the eighth. Game went crazy.
Yeah, flew over.
Profit X offering the best odds all season long in baseball. Peer-to-peer sports exchange. Available in 40-plus states. The first of its kind in the U.S. You'll be able to make your picks against other groups of fans rather than books. Exchanges guarantee you the best odds on average by 10 to 20%. You can even request your own odds. Download Profit X today, code VSIN. Get up to $200 in profit cash over your first month. Download Profit X. Get it today.
So what did you make of the Cowboys today? Early this morning, by the way, trading for wide receiver George Pickens. Gave up, I think, 3 picks overall in the trade from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now he comes in to play that position alongside of CeeDee Lamb. Pretty good 1-2 combo.
Not bad. I think, I don't mind it.
Their win total 7.5. Over's 26.
Yes. And but from the Pittsburgh standpoint, are we going to get a quarterback here?
Well, that's my number one thing.
Yeah.
So first of all, you had to, on the field, you had to like the combo, right, of Metcalf along with Pickens.
Yeah, but this guy really is gloomy. Gus.
I understand that.
Shuts it down if he doesn't get the ball. I know, but
if the quarterback is it. If their only option at this point would be Aaron Rodgers, and I don't love the Aaron Rodgers option with Pittsburgh, but I certainly don't like Mason Rudolph being the guy. Actually, you know what? If that's going to be the tandem at quarterback for Pittsburgh entering the year, I'm probably going to have a bet on Will Howard to win Rookie of the Year. That's the way that I'll approach it.
All right.
I always like to look at backup quarterbacks anyway, but he could easily win the job for Mason Rudolph, so that'd be one angle. As far as the Cowboys, they're...
Tomlin had it with him, too, by the way.
Oh, sure.
Several times. He's got to grow up. He's got a target on his back. But he said it, this is after they got eliminated. This is after the Cincinnati game. He said it 3 times he's got to grow up. And then his end-of-season news conference, he said the same thing. A lot of growth, a lot of room to grow up. And
be a big boy.
Tough, yep.
So here's the Dallas Cowboys. Well, I'll give you their opponents, right? At home, of course, they get the 3 divisional opponents with Giants, Eagles, and Commanders. The other home games for Dallas this year, they get Green Bay. They get Kansas City. They get the Chargers, the Vikings, and the Cardinals. That is a doozy of a home schedule. Their road opponents, along with the Giants, Eagles, and Commanders, they play at Chicago against the Bears. They're at the Broncos, at the Lions, and they also play in Las Vegas against the Raiders, at the Jets, and at the Panthers. I'm going to have to see what the schedule looks like when it pops next week because, those opponents are really, really difficult this year for Dallas. The strength of schedule, anyway, and the win totals of teams that they're going to be playing, that's pretty daunting, man. At first blush, when the trade, I'm like, okay, I love the combo of Prescott and those 2 receivers, obviously. The running back, that's going to be fine. Dowdell was good last year, in my opinion. They'll score points. They'll bounce back. 7.5 sounds doable. And then you see those opponents, you're like, maybe I need to see where those line up throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to have like a bunch of rest disadvantages as well, because I figure now, right, with the addition there of another star receiver, well, just call him whatever you want, I guess. It's the Dallas Cowboys. They're probably going to have 5-6 primetime games, which
book that, yeah.
Right, which is going to set up potentially for spots where they are completely up against it, and with teams that are not playing in primetime, and they might have a rest advantage on their own. So that'd be the angle there for me.
I don't mind the trade. Good job by Dallas.
I like it.
You wanted to go wide receiver in the draft there, but then the McMillan hype got carried away, and he was off the board. So can you stop people? But you're right. Tough division and brutal schedule. But I echo your sentiments about let me see what happens next Wednesday when they unveil this thing and what's the road trip situation look like and rest disadvantage and all that stuff.
Have you given any more thought to the $5,000 Survivor contest down the street?
No. I certainly don't agree with Paul Bovey's prediction.
Oh, that we're going to get 7,000 people in it?
Right.
That's very strong.
Anyway, I want to see what they have up their sleeves here May 22nd as well, with what Circa does.
Again, we have no knowledge of what they're going to announce that day. My prediction is, knowing Derek, it's going to be something that's going to be huge. And people are going to hear it and be like, are you serious? Something along those lines. Doesn't that happen almost every year? I don't know. Maybe it's my imagination, but it feels like that every time that they do it. So go big or go home. And he was at the game last night sitting right on the glass.
I hope they do well with the college contest because people have been asking for this for years.
Yeah, right.
And $500 is a good buy-in, and 7 games against the spread. I hope you put all those games available that you can choose from on the college card. Yeah. And if you promote it, and they said they're going to, I think that should do well. Because
hope
so. To me, it doesn't make any sense that Nevada hasn't had a big-time college contest. Will Hill had a good one. Then it went away when they were the merger with Caesars. But I think that can do well for him at Westgate.
I hope it's not just a thing where, you know what, it's the turnout is only from like sharp bettors and pro bettors, and then the number of entries would be a little bit lower than you think. I also hope people that like betting on football, and it's that time of year, and they save up, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to get involved. I love college, so let me give it a shot too. I hope it's a huge number of people that get involved. Jensen Lewis in the program coming up next. We'll talk some Cavs. Do they bounce back in Game 3? He lives in the city of Cleveland. We'll get into some Major League Baseball futures that he likes as well next here on VSiN.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.